Cornelius, North Carolina, a town where life moved at a slower pace. But on November 23, 2022, that sense of security was shattered. Madalina Cojocari, a bright-eyed 11-year-old, was last seen by her family. She had stepped off a school bus just days before, seemingly ready to start the Thanksgiving break. Days turned into weeks and the mystery of Madalina's whereabouts deepened. The community, once full of hope, began to grapple with the unthinkable. The disappearance of a child is every parent's worst nightmare. News of Madalina's disappearance spread quickly. The community, shocked and horrified, struggled to come to terms with what had happened. Whispers of the missing girl could be heard in local shops and at school playgrounds. Amidst the speculation and fear, one name began to surface repeatedly: Christopher Palmer, Madalina's stepfather. His behavior in the aftermath of Madalina's disappearance raised red flags. He seemed strangely detached, evasive even when questioned by authorities. Why hadn't he reported Madalina missing sooner? What did he know about her disappearance? The Cornelius Police Department, in conjunction with the FBI, launched a full-scale investigation. Every resource was deployed in the desperate search for Madalina. Search parties scoured the area, combing through woods, parks, and any place a child might hide. Investigators meticulously interviewed family members, friends, and anyone who might have had contact with Madalina. The pressure mounted with each passing day as the trail grew colder. The investigation quickly zeroed in on Christopher Palmer. His inconsistent statements and suspicious actions placed him squarely at the center of the mystery. Madalina Cojocari, known as Maddie to those close to her, was a ray of sunshine in her quiet Cornelius neighborhood. Her infectious laughter and bright smile could light up a room. At 11 years old, she possessed an innocence and naivete that drew people to her. She loved school, especially her art classes, where her imagination could run wild. Madalina lived with her mother, Diana Cojocari, and her stepfather, Christopher Palmer. On the surface, they seemed like an ordinary family. However, behind closed doors, a different story was unfolding. The dynamics between Madalina and her stepfather were complex. November 21, 2022, started like any other day for Madalina. She boarded the school bus, her backpack filled with books and dreams. She waved goodbye to her mother, unaware that it would be the last time she saw her. At school, Madalina went about her day as usual. When the final bell rang, she boarded the bus, her heart light with anticipation for the holidays. Madalina arrived home that afternoon, but the details of what transpired next remain shrouded in mystery. What is known is that Madalina vanished without a trace, leaving behind only unanswered questions. As the investigation into Madalina's disappearance gained momentum, detectives began to focus on Christopher Palmer's actions in the days following her disappearance. His behavior raised red flags, casting a long shadow of suspicion over him. His initial reluctance to report Madalina missing struck investigators as highly unusual. When questioned, Christopher claimed that he had last seen Madalina on the morning of November 23rd, 2 days after she was last seen by anyone else. This discrepancy in his timeline immediately aroused suspicion among investigators. Adding to the suspicion was Christopher's strange behavior after Madalina's alleged disappearance. The disappearance of Madalina Cojocari sent shockwaves through the quiet town of Cornelius. The community, deeply affected by the tragedy, refused to sit idly by. They rallied together, united by a shared sense of concern and a determination to bring Madalina home. Volunteers from all walks of life joined forces with law enforcement. They distributed flyers, knocked on doors, and organized search parties. Candlelight vigils were held, where residents gathered to pray for Madalina's safe return. The outpouring of support was a beacon of hope amidst the growing darkness. The Cornelius Police Department, working in tandem with the FBI, left no stone unturned in their investigation. They pursued every lead, however small, hoping to uncover a clue that could lead them to Madalina. The investigation expanded beyond Cornelius, reaching out to neighboring states and beyond. Detectives conducted countless interviews, meticulously piecing together a timeline of the events leading up to Madalina's disappearance. They reviewed surveillance footage from the neighborhood, hoping to catch a glimpse of Madalina or anyone who might have been with her. The investigation placed increasing scrutiny on Christopher Palmer. His inconsistent statements and his odd behavior after Madalina's disappearance made him a person of interest. As the investigation progressed, Christopher Palmer's story began to unravel. His initial account of the events surrounding Madalina's disappearance was riddled with inconsistencies, raising further suspicions among investigators. When confronted with these discrepancies, Palmer offered a series of conflicting explanations, each more implausible than the last. His shifting stories only served to deepen the mystery surrounding Madalina's disappearance. Forensic experts were brought in to examine the Cojocari residence. Their findings, though not made public, were said to be troubling, further fueling suspicions about Palmer's involvement. Amidst the growing despair, a glimmer of hope emerged. A witness came forward, claiming to have seen Madalina in the days following her disappearance. The witness, a truck driver passing through Cornelius, reported seeing a young girl matching Madalina's description at a rest stop along the interstate. The girl, the truck driver claimed, seemed scared and was accompanied by a man who fit Palmer's description. The witness's account, though unconfirmed, breathed new life into the investigation. The FBI released sketches of Madalina and the man she was allegedly seen with, based on the truck driver's description. However, the glimmer of hope was quickly overshadowed by a cloud of doubt. The weight of the evidence against Christopher Palmer became too heavy to ignore. His inconsistent stories, his suspicious behavior, and the lack of any credible explanation for Madalina's disappearance all pointed towards his involvement. On December 15, 2022, nearly a month after Madalina was last seen, Christopher Palmer was arrested. The charges against him, however, were not for kidnapping or murder, but for failing to report the disappearance of a child to law enforcement. News of Palmer's arrest sent ripples of shock and anger through Cornelius. The community, however, held on to the hope that Palmer's arrest would lead to answers. The trial of Christopher Palmer began in the spring of 2023. The prosecution presented a compelling case, highlighting Palmer's suspicious behavior, his inconsistent statements, and his failure to report Madalina's disappearance for weeks. The defense, on the other hand, maintained Palmer's innocence, portraying him as a distraught stepfather who panicked after his stepdaughter's disappearance. The jury deliberated for days, weighing the evidence and the conflicting narratives presented by the prosecution and the defense. In the end, they found Christopher Palmer guilty of failing to report the disappearance of a child. Palmer was sentenced to several years in prison, a punishment that many felt did not fit the gravity of the situation. The community, while relieved that some measure of justice had been served, was left grappling with the fact that Madalina was still missing. The conviction of Christopher Palmer marked a turning point in the case, but it did not bring closure. Madalina Cojocari was still missing, and the community refused to give up hope of finding her. They continued to hold vigils, distribute flyers, and organize search parties, their determination fueled by the belief that Madalina could still be out there, somewhere. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, NCMEC, joined the search, offering their resources and expertise to assist in the investigation. The case of Madalina Cojocari became a stark reminder that even in the digital age, children can still vanish without a trace. The community, forever changed by Madalina's disappearance, clung to the hope that one day they would have answers. Years have passed since Madalina Cojocari vanished from her quiet Cornelius neighborhood. The investigation, though still open, has gone cold. Christopher Palmer, now serving his sentence, maintains his innocence, refusing to provide any information that could lead to Madalina's whereabouts. The community, forever scarred by the tragedy, continues to grapple with unanswered questions. What really happened to Madalina on that fateful November day? Where could she be? The lack of answers has left a void in their hearts, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that can lurk in the shadows. The case of Madalina Cojocari serves as a chilling reminder of the importance of child safety and the need for vigilance in our communities. It highlights the crucial role that communication, awareness, and a strong support system play in protecting our children. Though the mystery of Madalina's disappearance remains unsolved, her story continues to resonate, a poignant reminder that hope, no matter how faint, must never be extinguished. The search for Madalina goes on, a testament to the enduring power of love and the unwavering belief that one day she will be found. The disappearance of Madalina Cojocari left an indelible mark on the community of Cornelius. The once peaceful town, now forever linked to this tragedy, has struggled to heal from the wounds inflicted by this unsolved mystery. The passage of time has done little to diminish the pain and uncertainty that linger in the hearts of its residents. The case, a stark reminder of the vulnerability of innocence, has shaken the community to its core. The fear that gripped Cornelius in the wake of Madalina's disappearance has subsided, replaced by a profound sense of loss and a lingering unease. The knowledge that someone, somewhere, knows the truth about what happened to Madalina, yet remains silent, casts a long shadow over the town. The unseen scars of this tragedy run deep, affecting not only those who knew and loved Madalina, but also those who were touched by her story. The case has sparked conversations about child safety, about the importance of vigilance and the need for a strong support system for families. It has forced the community to confront uncomfortable truths about the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface, even in the most idyllic of settings. The disappearance of Madalina Cojocari has left an emptiness in Cornelius, a void that cannot be filled. It has forced the community to confront its own vulnerability and to acknowledge that even in the safest of havens, evil can find a foothold. The case of Madalina Cojocari serves as a chilling reminder that child disappearances are not confined to the realm of fiction or far-off headlines. They can happen anywhere at any time, shattering the normalcy of everyday life in an instant. This tragedy is a call to action, a plea for increased vigilance and proactive measures to safeguard the well-being of our children. The responsibility to protect children falls not only on parents and guardians, but also on the community as a whole. We must be vigilant, observant, and willing to speak up when something seems amiss. The smallest detail, the slightest suspicion, could hold the key to preventing a tragedy or bringing a missing child home. Creating a culture of awareness requires open communication, both within families and within our communities. Parents and caregivers should talk to their children about safety, teaching them how to recognize and respond to potentially dangerous situations. Neighbors should look out for one another, reporting any suspicious activities to authorities promptly. The case of Madalina Cojocari underscores the importance of fostering a supportive environment where children feel safe to speak up if they feel threatened or uncomfortable. By working together, by remaining vigilant and proactive, we can create a world where children are free to grow and thrive without fear, a world where tragedies like Madalina's disappearance become a distant memory. Though Madalina Cojocari remains missing, her story continues to resonate, a poignant reminder of the preciousness of life and the enduring power of hope. We honor her memory by refusing to let her case fade into obscurity, by keeping her story alive in our hearts and in our communities. We remember Madalina for her infectious smile, her kind heart, and her zest for life. We cherish the memories shared by her loved ones, glimpses into the life of a bright and vibrant young girl whose absence is deeply felt. Though her physical presence may be gone, her spirit lives on, inspiring us to create a world where children are cherished, protected, and safe. Madalina's legacy extends beyond the tragedy of her disappearance. Her story has ignited a flame of awareness, prompting communities across the nation to reevaluate their safety measures and to strengthen their resolve to protect their children. Her case serves as a catalyst for change, for a more proactive approach to child safety and a renewed commitment to bringing missing children home. We honor Madalina's memory by transforming our grief and outrage into action, by supporting organizations dedicated to finding missing children, by advocating for stronger child protection laws, and by fostering a culture of awareness and vigilance. We ensure that Madalina's story, though marked by tragedy, becomes a beacon of hope for a brighter future. The disappearance of Madalina Cojocari is a stark reminder that even in an age of unprecedented interconnectedness, children can vanish without a trace. It underscores the limitations of our systems, the complexities of human behavior, and the enduring power of hope in the face of unimaginable loss. As we grapple with the unanswered questions and the lingering pain of this tragedy, we are left to ponder the path forward both individually and as a society. The search for Madalina must continue, fueled by the unwavering belief that one day she will be found. Law enforcement agencies must remain committed to pursuing every lead, no matter how insignificant it may seem. Advances in technology, forensic science, and investigative techniques offer hope that even cold cases can be solved, bringing closure to families and justice to those responsible. Beyond the search for Madalina, this tragedy compels us to address systemic issues that contribute to child vulnerability. Strengthening child protection laws, improving communication between agencies, and providing adequate resources for families in need are crucial steps towards creating a safer world for children. The disappearance of Madalina Cojocari is a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing every moment with our loved ones. It is a call to action, urging us to be more vigilant, more compassionate, and more dedicated to creating a world where children are safe, protected, and free to live up to their fullest potential. Let us honor Madalina's memory by transforming our grief into a force for positive change, ensuring that her story, though marked by tragedy, serves as a catalyst for a brighter future for all children.